Okay, so next up for Benchwork, we've got the Helix. So even though I don't plan on putting my Helix in yet, I still want to build the Benchwork, get it in place, because as soon as my track gets to the Helix, guess what? I gotta go up a level. So I'll be installing the first section of the Helix, and then I will build on and on and on and on until I'm all the way to the top. So I actually had this sent to me from Perry's Trains on YouTube. Go check him out. Big shout out to him for doing basically the math for me. He knew that I wanted to do a 6x6, which would technically be a 35-inch radius on the outside. I'll be doing a 33-inch radius on the inside. And basically the height from, I guess, where this starts, which is the 30-inch high off the ground, up to the next level. He's saying that it'll take 3 full turns to go up 1 level. So that's not bad, because that's a 2%. I like the 2% grade. Works really well with single engines if you don't have like a lot of cars behind it. But if you've got a double locomotive consist there, you can fly up this thing no problem. And because it's a bigger radius, not only do I basically take away the factor of, running big cars, because I'll be able to on this one. It also looks nice when the big cars are still over top of the track, because if it was a smaller radius, you get that ugly overhang and it just doesn't look right. So, I mean, if I could go bigger, I definitely would. But in a case like this, I'll stick with the 35. I'm fine with it. Even 33 as an inside curve is still works for me. It's great. It is what it is. And of course, you've got the 2-inch spacing in between to make sure there's no rubs. But I'm pretty sure that with the 2-inch spacing, with that kind of radius, there shouldn't be any touching anyways. But I'll make sure that everything's good. So now, besides the measurements that he gave me here, there was a couple of more things that I wanted to add. For example, you'll see this line here with this cutout. That's right, I want this corner gone. I want it to be a in and then across. And it's basically, I lose 2 feet here and here, which is fine because it'll be over top of it. But what I'll eventually do is I'll put the fascia, and the fascia will run along here and it'll round off. And I just got to put some support pieces in here to hold the rounded off fascia. But that's a later time. I can't be worrying about fascia right now. I still got a layout to build. So down the road, I'll be able to curve that and it'll look nice. It'll give it, presentation or whatever. But this side here obviously has to be squared off, and that side's the wall. So, to build the frame, let's take a look at the frame that I'm building. So again, as you can see, I did have to move my whole workstation again. For those of you who said that we would be back to work by August, you lied. So either way, I pulled it out of there, the computer's out, and this is going in. So you can see I got the bottom one already put together. It's already nailed and all that. I will eventually put a cross brace in there, and actually there'll probably be a couple because I have to hold up the whole radius of the curve. So for now, I'm just doing the perimeter, and I'm gonna have it freestanding up, kind of like how these are. Well, that'll be against the wall, and then I'll tie it into this piece here. But yeah, I've got one more to do here. I'm gonna put this together, and then I gotta somehow attach it all together with the backdrop, and then I've got the legs, like all these little legs that are gonna have to go around it. I've got a number of supporting legs for the structure, and it'll look like the rest of my Benchwork, where it's raised up a little bit from the ground there, and of course the main level, that's how high it'll be right there. So I'll be right back once this is all together, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so there we have our Helix, Benchwork. It's all up, it's in place, it's attached to the rest of the layout. There's still some walking room here, which is good. Now I just gotta do obviously the center, you know, stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not working on this right now. So as long as it's together, I can move my workstation in here, and then I'll be able to get back to work with the rest of the layout. Okay, there you go. So that is my workstation, and also my cat's chair there, so she can just sit and watch me work or sleep, which she normally does. So yeah, the boss's chair. So basically, yeah, I've got the rest of this set up here. I added this just to extend my yard, I guess you could say yard, right up to the actual area for the Helix, so the switches can come out this way here, and I got to get the plywood for the top of this. I still need to get a piece of plywood for that as well, which I can get cut right from one 4x8. And then also, lastly, on this side here, you can see that I did the fascia for the first level, and it comes all the way to the end here as well. So this is a whole other scene that's going to be going on this way here. And lastly, we've got a I guess it's like the underside here. I had to cut up the fascia on both sides a little bit just to make that fit there. And once I get another piece of wood for here, or a couple of pieces, I can extend this, and then I'll put the rest of the riser foam down, and then this will connect to there, and then I'll be able to figure out this side here as far as what I'm doing. That's basically it for now. I'm really happy with the way things are coming together. The first level is basically done as far as bench work, and I just got to set up here to, you know, finish where the track's going, figure that out. Then I got to get the bridge section in there. I'm about ready to pick out a backdrop too, which is really neat, because the backdrop it's going to go right around here, plus the other section. I do obviously have to get one more piece. I'm all out of my backdrop there, the whatever it's called, the fascia board stuff that I'm using for the backdrop. So I'm gonna have to get another 4x8 cut down to obviously finish this, and it'll go right around the corner there. I'll curve it, and then that's all done, and it's all level, which is great. It's all the same height, so I'll be able to, you know, once I get everything on the first level done, as far as, you know, this is an industry, this is going here, this is the track, this is going here, the yard is in, that's all done. I'll be able to add the switches, no problem. Once I get all that figured out, once it's all done and I get to this section right here, before I start the Helix, I'll most likely put the next level bench work in and the next level backdrop in, so that I can build up my Helix to the next level. Hopefully I'm back at work before then and I can get my computer out of there. If not, that might have to take a back seat while I scenic and whatnot, all this. It should keep me busy. I'm gonna be busy for the next while. I'd like to be able to run trains, geez, but with the way that the track plan goes, it's a loop. It's a giant loop. So until the entire loop is done, which means up to the third level, I won't be able to run a full loop until then. But I've got lots to do, you know. I mean, the yard has lots of switches and stuff, so you know, that takes time. Lots of track to go in, lots of wiring. I'm going to be using the Walther switch machines, so that's fun too. And, you know, just figuring things out as far as industry-wise, and like that whole bridge scene there, that's going to be extensive, filling that all in and whatnot, and getting that all organized. So I still got lots to do, but I really appreciate all the views, all the comments, all the, you know, the questions and whatnot, and you know, positive feedback. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, which is great. And yeah, I'm still working away. So I'm waiting for some stuff in the mail. We'll probably do like a mail call next week, because I have probably about 3-4 boxes coming in, and we'll do another layout update, because I'm sure that I'm going to be hitting the hardware store this weekend, and I'll be able to work out the height for the yard and all that, and get some more built. So until then, I'm Go VR, go home. See you around.